This is Carl with the three things I'm watching for Tuesday, June the 10th. Starting out, U.S. crop progress planting is what we really focused on this week. Not too surprising. U.S. corn acres, 97% planted. That leaves about 3 million left to go in the ground. About 8.4 million soybean acres left to plant as of Sunday night. Good chunk of those corn acres in the eastern corn belt and again, Ohio. Coming in about 89% planted on the week. That leaves them about 4 to 500,000 corn acres would seem to be unplanted. The question again in this area is yes, even if it got planted, what conditions are it in? We've seen rain after rain after rain system move through. Concerns now on uneven stands and the cool temperatures that we've seen across the entire corn belt starting to be a little bit of a concern. Now we have heat coming, and some of the dry parts of the western corn belt, mainly right along that northern Iowa, southern Minnesota corridor up there, has been very, very dry this year. Pick up a couple inches last week of rain, but they have fallen into this cycle, and this is the cycle we're seeing of just-in-time rainfall. And we've been banking on this really for the last couple of years in that western corn belt. Uh, so we're going to see if we can keep this rainfall going. It'll be needed to get that crop up where it's at. Crop condition did improve 1 point on corn, 2 points on soybeans last week. We still trail last year. We'll see. There's a lot of talk in this market already looking at huge crops, and we've seen this all year. There's a lot of growing season left, and there's no risk premium in this market. And these crop progress and condition reports, yeah, they indicate the crop is pretty good. We can't get by with just a pretty good crop this year. You look at the demand side of the equation, we need big crops. And right now, at least on soybeans, it looks like we might fall a little bit short of that. We got quite a few soybeans to go in. Not saying they won't, but we're hearing some more and more farmers switching over to specialty soybean crops or specialty bean crops. That could make a bit of a difference. Not saying it's going to be a huge game changer, but all of these are chipping away at those big production numbers that we had from the USDA this spring. Number two thing we're looking at here, trade relations. U.S. held talks with China yesterday in London. Also ahead, I think it was the fifth round of talks with Japan, and talks with India. The talks are ongoing, but we want to see results. We haven't seen really much for results. We've had it on paper, but we need to see a little bit more demand. And our flash sales have really dropped off here in the last week, really since that tariff went up to 50% on steel and aluminum. So we'll see if we can get some of that drawed back in. And the third and final thing today, we have a WASDE report coming out in a little over 48 hours from us here. Trade looking at basically unchanged numbers, and not really a big adjustment in either domestic or global side. June report tends to be a little bit of a ho hum. I got to say this though, we've been starved for fresh news in this market. No matter what, that the June report could be the catalyst to at least get managed money crowds to start looking at commodities again, and that's what we really need. And the WASDE report may be just the precursor to the June 30th report. So we get a little bit more trade activity, a little bit more positioning, and looking at values that are maybe a little bit undervalued, bring some buyers back to the table. Those are the three things we're watching today.